kind of shut my brain down for that entire time, so not really sure. I pretty much just dissociated. Like, I was there, but I wasn't. I started to pick up on that when our teacher like put something on one of the screens, like saying, "It seems like everyone's okay," and I'm like, "Wait, am I okay?" It's gonna take a while for the dissociation to wear off, but glad it's over. Because, you know, I went to Santa Rosa High, and I have a lot of friends that went to Ridgway, and I just was like, I hope all my old favorite teachers are okay. Because I don't know anyone there anymore except for the teachers, so.
So me and my coworker weren't actually here. We were actually in class. Otherwise than that, we would, since I wasn't here, they usually just shut the doors and then they either keep the people here or they let them out through the back exit. I mean, neither time was really, first time wasn't even a real shooter. Nothing really happened, and this time it was at another school, and then probably after so much news, you're just desensitized at this point.
Well, I was surprised, obviously, but not terribly surprised, because my husband had just texted me while you all were taking the exam that Ridgway was on lockdown, because he teaches at Ridgway High School. And so I sort of thought, well, we might also be on lockdown. So it didn't come as a huge shock. My emotions were that I'm the teacher in this situation, and it's my responsibility to keep my students safe and to keep them feeling as comfortable as possible under those kinds of circumstances, because some students can become very emotional. Yes, I was. He was giving us information, giving me information, which I was passing on to you all about what was happening on that end, because that's really where the action was taking place. So he was letting me know what he was observing or what he was hearing from his administration.
I actually got news from my oldest sister. She called me around just past 9:05, let's say, and I was actually already on my way to campus from Sonoma, and she told me, be careful, don't go if anything. There's apparently a shooting, please just stay home. And I had to come, just wait for it, because I'm a student success coach, and besides being student government, I want to be here to support my students and to be able to do something about it, and just, if anything, give some peace of mind to the students at home.
For myself, I was already on campus, and I started noticing the doors locking over here in Bertolini, and so I sort of rushed back over to the offices real quick, and I asked my advisor, Zach Miranda, what was going on, and he told me, there's a lockdown going on, there's an event going on over at Ridgway, and that, the event staff up here at the student life offices are just, preparing for whatever they need to do by locking down this area over here in the main section of Bertolini, and by helping any students that are sort of lost or sort of wandering around, try to get them inside and try to help them out by just like letting them de-stress and just trying to make sure that they're in a safe environment for the time being as we're in lockdown.
Yes, we do think that there was a way this was handled that we did not agree upon, and we're definitely going to be talking about this in our meetings and in our subcommittees. We're going to try and get students' input. We've already started by talking to students, see how they feel first of all, and to make sure that they're doing okay. But yeah, we're definitely going to talk about how classes are still continuing, and yet there's midterms, but students are not in the mental state to take those midterms. We're going to talk about ways that we can handle those situations. We'll also talk about how the communication was between police department, SRJC, and students. There was some stress, some miscommunication along with it. We're glad that this didn't escalate to a bigger service, but we'll definitely talk about this in our meetings.
Definitely, I feel like this is something we're going to talk to Lekius, our student president, to try to put onto the agenda for our next meeting, and definitely just review all the different things that did happen today. For the most part, when it comes down to the communication between district police and the different places here on the campus, and when it just came down to the emergency alert system, people getting their notifications via the text or through the mass phone call message service that we do have. Just making sure that those systems are working or in check, since I know there were some issues with some of those options that were in place today. So definitely like talking about those and really trying to hold the people that are responsible for those systems in check. Also going out to the district committees such as safety and health and really talking to them about these issues and how it's really not just affecting students' physical health but mental health as well.
Yeah, and for that, if I may add, there's few resources, there's few places here on campus that work so hard to make this a campus where anybody in the community can feel welcome and can be a student here. So we'll definitely be talking to people at the Welcome Center, at Student Equity. We're going to be talking to student success coaches, empowerment coaches, first-year peer coaches, peers, to bring that up again, that this is a place where students can feel welcome and safe overall when things like this happen, such as last week too, and in the previous semesters. It does bring a certain image, not to the JC, but just that being on any campus at all whatsoever, SRGC, a high school campus, there's a fear that something might happen, and that will always be there, but we just want to also bring awareness that there are resources that you can talk to if anything was to happen, and that there's people here who care about you and that they want you to be successful here and safe as well.